Hey guys, what's up? It's Finchinator. We're bringing you guys some more laddering. This time we're bringing you guys some games with my Toxtricity upper offensive team against other offensive teams. These games are going to be under 20 to 25 turns, guys. Be rapid fire, so we're bringing you guys a handful of these games. But anyway, I just want to paint a picture for you here. Ladder is unpredictable. Let's say you're in a hospital or a school and you just mind your own business. You know, you're getting checked up or you're, taking your lessons, and then all of a sudden you get an alert. You've got to, stay locked down in your room because there's, a ram in the hospital. Insert dangerous animal here. You're like, oh shit, what the hell is it gonna do? So you're staying locked in the room, you're getting updates like, oh, the ram is, it's going up the stairs. I didn't know it could do that. Okay, the ram is charging at the nurse. Oh crap, or the teacher. Oh crap, that's not good. The ram has evaded the people trying to catch the ram, or the ram is, defeated animal control. It's like, oh crap, what am I dealing with? You have no clue, because the fact of the matter is that most of us live in a civilization where we're not out and about dealing with crazy wild animals. And it's like, oh shit, what the hell am I dealing with here? Am I safe? Am I going to get out of this? And 99% of you, you're not going to have to deal with this. The fact of the matter is, I went to public school for 12 years and then a public college for another 4 years. And I'd never dealt with a ram being inside these educational establishments. But ladder is kind of like that in the sense that you don't know what the fuck is coming your way. You don't know what danger is going to hit you on turn 12 of any given match or turn 4 of any given match. You're like, oh shit, this just happened. And these games are kind of like me getting mauled by a wild ram in the middle of a schoolhouse when I did not expect it whatsoever. So I think that's the best way to put it. And I know that might seem a bit outlandish or out there, but trust me, I'm losing half these games, guys. I mean, there's a reason why I'd say this team is best for climbing the ladder than it is sustainable play above, say, 1900. But yeah, most of these games, look, this game I'm at 1831, the opponent's at 1786. This is one of the lower games. This is after I tilted yesterday. But let's go to, say, this game. My opponent, 1964. Or this game, my opponent, 1908. And I think I was 1863. How about this game? Brewer was at, these are all 1800s, 1900s. Or, where's let me one more game here. PK, he was at, 1983, and I think I was around 1900. Yeah, it was 1944. This was when I was getting up to 2000 yesterday. But anyway, the point is that there were a lot of games here, and they're all a bit higher than the ones that I brought to you earlier today, besides one or two. And you're going to basically seeing live footage of me getting beaten down by a bunch of wild Pokemon using crazy moves and really interesting strategies, and I just, I can't really account for all of them with this team. This is great preparation and play by the opponents. I gotta say, people in the ulti ladder are really strong players, and no doubt about that. So yeah, definitely major props to that. But anyway, let's get into this. My first game is going to be against Farden here. I'm using the same Toxtricity offense. He's using, it looks like, a screens team with Grassy Seed and Hatterene, which is pretty interesting. I go Rockstrom 1. He just goes player off. He doesn't want to bother setting screens in the mouse, so which is fair. He goes Reflect turn 2, though. No, okay, I might go Earthquake. That's a good play. I get another one off there. As he goes for another player off, it's not going to quite take me out, thankfully. So I'm like, okay, that's chill. I don't know why he's not Spirit Break, but sure, okay. I go Toxtricity here, just figuring, okay, maybe he goes for another one. He goes Rhyperior here. I double the Mammoth, so I'm predicting that, so I can get an Endeavor off, which is amazing, because, I get that off. It brings him down to 17% leftovers, but it still puts him in Earthquake range, because Adamant Earthquake does 1,000,000, which is helpful. Alright. Hit's going to take him out, and now he's going to go to the Corviknight. I'm like, oh, are you going to let me get an Endeavor off? But I'm like, wait, this is actually not going to be a ball. This is going to be a setup one, so I want to get my Toxtricity in ASAP. I'm okay proxying the weakness policy, because that's just going to be very simple. It's basically what's going to happen is he's going to take me out, then I'm going to get the Revenge Shield with Hawlucha, and I think Hawlucha can actually win the game from here. But I didn't realize the fact that each Grassy Seed had Arena at the time, so therefore it'd live a plus to acrobatics. So I'm fine Farden is like, okay, I can get a Swords Dance up with Hawlucha now, right? But the thing is that I'm an idiot, because Hatterene lives +2. So at the end of the day, I should have actually stayed in with Mammoth Wine and went for the Endeavor. You see, I'm able to live a Aqua Jet for 36%, but Hatterene, as you see, it gets to +1 defense, so it's like, damn it. And he's probably going to live 20, 25%. Yeah, it lives 30. Oh, he might have been a roll either way, honestly. But nah, I messed this up, and the game just kind of fell apart from there, unfortunately. So I should have let the Mammoth Wine Endeavor the Corviknight and then went hard Toxtricity and taken it out, but I didn't do that. And I knew it was weakness policy too, so it's just a really bad play by me there. I messed this one up for sure. So yeah, great plays by Farden there. I'm trying to come back with this Bisharp, and I actually have an outside chance, because Proton's going to have to Crab Hammer here to take me out, because he doesn't want to risk late taking +2 attacks. So he goes for the Crab Hammer. Remember to live Crab Hammer plus Aqua Jet, which is good for me. He goes Grimmsnarl here. I predict that, and I go for the Steel Wings. I'm like, okay, I'm actually looking decent here because he's got to go to the Rillaboom. If the Rillaboom's not Superpower or Stomping Tantrum, I actually win the game, potentially. Because after taking Life Orb plus it's +2 Sucker Punch kills this. So I'm just like, okay, please just don't be Superpower. Because most of them running Knockoff or Acrobatics plus C, but he's Life Orb. I'm like, okay, damn. And he not only is not Superpower or Stomping, he's freaking Drain Punch. I'm like, oh, damn. But yeah, no, good play by the opponent. He made really nice plays this game. So that's a big shout out to Farden. Well played there. Anyway, next game here is against Samkin. He's a good player. He's actually in a World Cup. He should have been 3-0, I think. But yeah, he's been flaming out pretty hard in the ladder. It's been actually kind of funny to watch, not gonna lie. But he beat my ass with an Aegis/Balance team the other day. But now he's using a Rain team. And this game, I think this is a bit lower on the ladder. He's 1675. I'm 1676. Yeah, we're like right next to each other. But yeah, obviously a good player, but I think he's just using this to climb the ladder. He didn't really expect to be a good player, so yeah, no, I'm not really trying to hold this game against him. It's just a sample of how I deal with the Rain matchup, basically. So yeah, I go Rocks here, and thankfully, if he burns here, it's really annoying for me. Thankfully, he doesn't burn, so I get the Endeavor off, which is just amazing here. So he goes Urshifu Rapid Strike on the Endeavor. I'm like, okay, bet. And I'm thinking, okay, is he going to go Jet here? And I'm like, he's probably going to go Jet here. So I go Rillaboom, but he actually calls that and he goes for Choice Band U-turn. I'm like, okay, this is really bad because Rillaboom's like the win condition against Green teams. So I'm like, shit. And I'm not able to Stealth Rocks. I'm just going to go for a Swords Dance here, just trying to, capitalize. And he goes for Spikes. Yeah, he's like, okay, I can kill the Rillaboom. I'm like, okay, that's perfect for me. Because now I can take it out with a +2 superpower. And I'm like, okay, at least I traded something for it. So, it's rough because I don't have the Grassy Glide for the Awakened Kingdra or the Urshifu or, say, the Seismitoad. But thankfully, with his Spikes up, he's not going to defog, especially since despite the Urshifu being 1%, he doesn't want to, lose the Spike. So that works really nicely for me. I get Subway some turns of Rain. It's all chill. And he locks into Surf. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And now I stalled the Rain. In hindsight, I probably should have attacked one turn sooner because I didn't want to let Pelipper in, but he didn't go to Pelipper, so it's fine. Anyway, I get that Acrobatics there. Such chill because now he's in Ice Shard range or Stealth Rock and Sucker Punch range and stuff. So he goes Clef here, so I go Dragon Dance. No Steel Wing, and it doesn't quite take him out. He's going to be able to take me out with Moonblast if he goes for that. Yeah, he does. But this is going to allow for me to get in my my Toxtricity here and go for a Shift Gear, I think. Yeah, I go Shift Gear, and for some reason he teleports into Pelipper. Right, that wasn't the wrong play. That was a good play. And in hindsight, do I Shift Gear again here? I think I Shift Gear again here as he bounces off to Urshifu, right? Yeah, and then I just win it. Yeah, now I just win it. Okay, that was good. Yeah, and now Boom Burst is a good roll to take this out. I believe something Modest was 1,000,000 special attack. I think it was 184 special attack in this variant. I don't remember if this was before I made Throw Chop. Yeah, it's a good game, and that's pretty much how you beat Rain. You just gotta overwhelm it before it overwhelms you. Keep Dragon Bolt healthy to live a water move, and preserve your Rillaboom, because don't do what I did this game, otherwise you're making it harder on yourself. Anyways, the next game is gonna be against PK. PK, I don't know who this is in the forums, but he seems to be a really good player. He's pretty high ranked, as you can see. He was 1983. Yeah, he was 1983. I think he's been over 2,000 a couple times too. Sorry, and anyway, he's using a Mew team. And now these Mew teams, they're actually really hard for me to beat. Unless the opponent is stupid and doesn't notice that I'm oblivious. And I'm also trying to test a ton. But basically, if you get up multiple layers of spikes, even layers of spikes, it's going to be really hard because I can't switch at all. And I know you're not switching a ton in Hyper Offense and Hyper, but limits me even more. And things like Toxtricity being able to a resisted hit becomes a bit more a challenge, and Drag Pult never gets setup opportunities. Instead of the spikes are basically just a pain in the ass. So, yeah. Lead Spike's not ideal for this team. He goes Mew here, and I'm like, okay, I'll go Mammoth Spine here. He goes Roxy, that's a good play. I go Rock Spike. And now it's turn 2 and he already has a Spike. In hindsight, I probably should lead Dragon Pult in this matchup. Dragon Dance turn 1, he's trying to take it out, but it is what it is. Anyway, I get a Shift Gear off here at least, so I can not only get a kill on this, but also another Pokemon. I go Overdrive. In hindsight, I should have won Boom Burst, but I was scared he'd go Dragon Pult. But I wanted him to respect the Throat Chop possibility. But once I reveal Overdrive, it's obviously not Throat Chop. So yeah. Unfortunately, this was after I changed it. But anyway, he goes Dragon Dance. I'm like, okay, that's actually totally fine with me. I can take it out with Ice Shard or Sucker Punch. No big deal. He actually might even be in Grassy Glide range at this point. But I go Mammoth Spine just to be safe. And I get Ice Shard off there, which is chill with me. Yup, okay. Now he goes Rillaboom. I'm like, okay, this is hard. And he's the Seed variant, fuck me, it deals with Lucha, so I'm just going to go hard to Lucha now, because it's not sweeping with this. I'm +1 defense, plus Toxtricity anyway. I want to get as much damage off as I can and put it in priority range. He goes Swords Dance, I'm like, okay, this will do 70, yeah, it does. And his Acro takes me out, I'm like, yeah, okay, good play. Now, I go to Dragapult here, and like, I know I live it. And in hindsight, risking the speed tie with Mountain Rillaboom was probably better. Because there's no way I win the game with losing this. Because look, Dragon Darts just destroyed the rest of his team. So yeah, this was actually a bit of a misplay on my end. But again, I only had like, at best, 50-50 odds to win the game. So like, was it really a misplay? Either way, it goes Toxtricity here. Take it out with Earthquake, right. But now I can't beat the... Well, I can break the Sash here, which is cool. Actually, I kind of preserved the Ice Shard for the combo. Right. Yeah, he goes Psychic here, and that's good for me. And I'm like, okay, bet. I'm trying to break the Sash here with Sucker, but he actually goes Combo, which is smart because he preserves the Sash. I go Sucker, but I'm, okay, he's going to go Clangorous, so I'm going to freaking Iron it here, and I'm hoping he's fully special, because if he's Drain Punch, I lose. And unfortunately, the second Wild Ram Drain Punch of the episode with that Rillaboom is going to take me out. And yeah, I'm getting beaten to death, as I said, so that's a really cool set by him. Drain Punch on Clangorous, yeah, usually the full special, and once I crit Ice Shard, I'm doomed. And I do not crit Ice Shard, and that's going to be that. So good game, well played, PK. And yeah, that's another loss here, so we're like 1-2. It doesn't matter. These aren't consecutively. This is just like random games I picked. Anyway, now I want to highlight the Sun match. Bring it to Doom, guys. This guy's like real high in the ladder. This is a solid player for sure, 1964. And I love the Hatterene pick as well. I don't know about Tokus and Sun, honestly, but definitely a method to their madness. Anyway, turn 1 I always endeavor here, because usually they have Wicked Blow, because it's like mad free against my team, but unfortunately there was no Wicked Blow. I get an Earthquake off here, and they actually go for a Future Sight, which was kind of puzzling. So I get another Earthquake off there, and I'm like, okay. He goes Darm, and I want to get Rocks up and save Ice Shard, so I'm like, okay, Bisharp is A, going to die to Flail Blitz, and B, it means the Future Sight's not going off, so it's actually fine with me. I didn't need Bisharp too much in this game. In hindsight, firing off the Rillaboom might have been better, but I wanted to preserve the Hawlucha sleep, and I didn't want to go Hawlucha immediately, so hindsight, 50-50, whatever. Having the priority wasn't a big deal, because he had Urshifu anyway, but yeah, thankfully I take out the Urshifu there. It was a favorable roll. You actually didn't expect it to take it out, so it's like real good for me. Yeah, I was like, okay, he's not going to Sucker Punch, I don't think. You think he's going to expect another Dragon Dance or me to switch out or something like that, so yeah. Anyway, he goes Toxic there. No Surffield U-turn, so chances of him being Sucker weren't super high. Anyway, now I predict the Tokus. I get Stealing, I'm like, oh damn. But now I'm going to predict him to go right back to the Torkoal. I go for the Dragon Darts in the Tokus, and I get that kill there, and that's amazing. I'm like, okay, bet. Now he goes into the Darmanitan. I'm like, okay, there's no way he's letting this die. He's going to Tokus. So I get that Stealing off from the Tokus for 79%. So that's nice. I got like 3 turns predicting in a row right after missing that Stealing. I live at 1%. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm going to go Fire Blast here, just a bit of a mid-ground, because it'll not only take this out, but also take out the Venusaur. It'll do more to Darmanitan than the +1 Stealing, I think, because it's in Sun. Oh, now I'm finally Darmanitan take out the Toxtricity here. I just want to let it get in range for the Hawlucha. Bring the Rillaboom to set that up, and Hawlucha's going to win the game from there. So yeah, actually, it took it out from 40. That's funny. But yeah, no, there's no way for the Venusaur to take me out. I just go U-turn here in case if some reason he grows, and he doesn't. So yeah, regardless of that, Hawlucha's going to take him out. That's going to be good games. Yeah, it was actually a pretty tight game. Darmanitan did real nice work against my team, but I was able to keep him in check due to some nice plays with the Dragapult, which definitely worked out in the long haul. So, alright, that's another win there. Now I'm against BFL. Mimikyu is another really challenging Pokemon, unfortunately, for this team. Just because it's got like 2 lives, basically, because it's basically similar situation to the Sash I looked for him, and that you'll take 1 hit when you're really not supposed to, and like still wreak havoc. And with priority, it's just a huge use to my team. And I mean, this guy's got 3 priority users and a Dragapult, so it's just like, damn, this man's got the speed control packed. Anyway, I want to get my rocks just to like break any Sashes, or just let some chip, turn 2 kills into 1 shots, and 1 and 3 kills into 2 shots. Why not? Anyway, play rough here, and he Aqua Jets. I'm like, okay, this is actually a pretty good start. I'm trying to get a U-turn off here into Combo or Dragapult, I think, right? Or do I go Grassy Glide, just playing it easy? I go U-turn. Alright, that's a good play. And now I'm going to go for my Hawlucha, because I know for a fact it's never sleeping with Mimikyu there. So what I can do with that is I could kill the Combo, so Bisharp is more open, and I could chip on something like the Mimikyu. I could break that Disguise or the Azumarill, which means it's never going to sweep me, which is good. Although I do have Grassy Sled anyway, so not like super ideal, but hey, we'll take it. And Player F does take me out. It's actually a roll, but Aqua Jet would always take me out. Otherwise, I just find it funny this roll, because Hawlucha with +1 defense is actually damn bulky. Anyway, he goes Dragapult here. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm going to just chip that with Overdrive. Unfortunately, I'm not Throat Chop on this variant, so that's chill though, because it puts him in range for shit like a Grassy Glide for Stealth Rock or Ice Shard, so that's fine. I go Bisharp Piercy, Dragon Darts me like 20%. Okay, no big deal. I'll take that any day. He's Slide 4%. Now he's even more in priority range. It's not like a roll or anything either. He goes Hydreigon here, and I predict that. I go for the Iron Head, chip it into priority range itself. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of setting myself up nice, but now here I predict him to go for a Flamethrower, because he doesn't want to take a -2 defense and let the Rillaboom or the Bisharp set up later, but he goes Draco. In hindsight, this was the worst play I could have made. I should have just fired off the Mamoswine or the Bisharp, but now he called me. He made a really good play. There's really no reason not to Draco there. This is just bad by me. See, I let go to Dragapult, and it's like real bad. because I need that touch speed. But I still can win here. It's looking a lot more bleak now. I go to the Rillaboom here. I'm like, okay, bet. Let me get a Grassy Glide off, and he lives at 1. It was actually a roll in his favor, so I can't really blame him. But nah, to add insult to injury, he gets a burn here. That's like, okay, yeah, now the game's over as fuck. For some reason, he goes to the Dragapult, and thankfully, I get a little bit of justice here, and I kill it, which is a roll in his favor, I believe, as well. But I was burnt, so I would have killed otherwise, always, obviously. So yeah, now he goes bitch. I'm like, okay, please don't expect superpower, but now he does, and he suckers. I should have just Swords Dance and Grassy Glide and try to chip it more, but no, it didn't really matter. I go to Toxtricity here, and he just sucker punches just to be safe. I'm like, okay, let me get that drain off. Drain off. Now I'm like, okay, I'm back up to like half health, but that's not enough, unfortunately, as the Mimikyu is going to take me out. Actually, yes, Mimikyu takes me out here, and now it's like, okay, damn, bet, okay. I need to break it with the Mamo, right? But now the thing is that, can I take a +2 sneak plus an Aqua Jet from a Azumarill? So I actually win the game with Bisharp if I win a 50-50, which basically means, okay, let me calculate this real quick. So I'm like, damn, I'm at 60. It turns out that a +2 sneak into an Aqua Jet from a Azumarill is a good roll of killing me, because he's Adamant Life Orb. If he's Jolly, then it was actually favorable. It was that close, but I'm like, okay. So I think he's not going to go for the sneak. He's going to predict me to go for the knockoff. So I'm going to go for Sucker, trying to catch him. It's been a 50-50, in a sense. Like, it's a 50-50 to make it a 50-50. And unfortunately, what happens is I go for the Sucker, he sneaks. So if I knocked, I would have actually had a decent chance to get a low roll. But yeah, no, good game. Well played by BFL. It came down to that. It was a really tight game. And yeah, he got me again. Like, yeah, that's a wrap. Anyway, next game here, I'm against Bro Kappa. He's a solid player, Italian player. He's kind of quit for a while, but he's back now. He's using this weird-ass Veil team with Misty Terrain on the Weezing for Hawlucha, I guess. He leaves Druddigon. I'm like, okay, bet. Let me get them rocks up. ASAP Rocky. Some chip on everything. He goes for rocks of his own as I get powered. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I just tried to Earthquake anyway. Thankfully, Iron Head does not flinch me. It's a bit of a weird move, and now it puts him in Ice Shard range, assuming I don't get me in. And yeah, I get that roll, which is chill. He goes to the Ninetales here. I'm like, okay, he's setting up Veil, and I got Infiltrator, Dragapult, and I'm not trying to let this fuck around, so I'm gonna go right to it, because he's not freeze drying me, because I would live that with Mamo. He nasty plots, and I'm like, okay, I'll steal wing. That's chill with me. Get that kill there. That's great. I don't really have a switch into this, so yeah. No Veil or anything. I don't know why I went nasty plot. That didn't really make any sense to me, but we'll take it. He goes Weezing here, and I'm like, okay, steal wing actually does a little more than Fire Blast on average, and less chance of missing, so sure. He goes Misty Explosion, takes us both out. I'm like, okay, is he going to go Lucha here? I got the Mammothwine and Toxtricity in the back. He goes Dragapult. I'm like, oh, I could play by the opponent there. Kind of some idea that I was trying to go Toxtricity to block the Hawlucha. But now I set my own train. His Hawlucha is useless. He goes Dragon. It's like, okay, but I got Sucker Punch and Ice Shard. You know what? Let's chill with me. Yeah, I go Grassy Glide here as well. I do nice 42%, which is chill. And he goes Dragon Darts, which is fine. Does take me out. He also is me taking Life Orb damage. I'm like, okay. Yeah, Ice Shard to take this out. And there's no way Hawlucha can win because he's, well, no Misty Train. He goes Ditto here. I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. Just losing your Dragon Dance here. And I get a nice 33% off to the Ditto because keep in mind, no, fix that. And it's got way less HP than Memo Sign, so I'll take that any day of the week. I go Hawlucha. I'm like, okay, Hawlucha's never won this game with the Ditto there. I kind of want it to be dead, actually, so I could use it to see what he locks into. He locks in Char. I'm like, yeah, okay. And now I go Bisharp. I'm like, okay, might as well preserve the Hawlucha just in case. He goes Hawlucha of his own, which is a really good play by Bro Kappa. This was like third eye prediction, but he can't sweep me because he doesn't have Unburden. So I'm like, okay, that's chill with me. And yeah, he doesn't Swords Dance there. So I get Toxtricity, and I'm like, okay, bet, that's chill with me. He goes Close Combat. I live that with ease, and I can go for an Overdrive. And I'm like, okay, bet. So now I'm up 3-2. Yeah, that's fine with me. And he goes Ditto here. Yup. And he can kill me with Overdrive, right? But now Sucker Punch should win the game. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's fine. And even if he goes Dragon Pult, he's got to like PP saw all of them basically. And be Fire Blast as well. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's fine. And things like it, Sucker Punch goes there, and that's that. So it'll be Bro Kappa. That's cool. Good game. I'm gonna pause for a second now. Alright, so we're on a closing stretch. We got 2 more games left. This is a game against Brewer. He's a solid player. He's been around for a couple of years. Managed to team the 1 SBL. Yeah. Anyway, we'll switch some sides here. He's in lead Archief. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I was trying to save the Mammothwine here, but in hindsight, I should have just led the Mammothwine. But thankfully, he's scared like a choice man, Grassy Glide, whatever. So he goes to the Scizor. So didn't work out awfully, but I'm mad weak to Scizor and Hyper Offense. It's one of the main issues with the team. He's Bullet Punch plus not. It's like it's hard to switch into, and the priority is real strong. So I want to chip this ASAP. And thankfully, I do get some chip on it while preserving the Rillaboom. So I'm like, okay, bet. And now I I go hard Lucha here because I can't win the game with Lucha because he's got Toxtricity and his own Lucha is probably quicker anyway. And I get on a knockoff. He's predicting, I guess, something like the Toxtricity. So let's chill with me. He gets a ball punch off for 44. And I Swords Dance here because I miscalced. And I did calc with Life Orb. And I thought I'd live too. So it's real bad. It's like a real bad play. And hindsight should have killed anyway because it was me in Grassy Glide range. But nah, this was just super awful. Anyway, I can at least leave him in Grassy Glide range. But now he goes to his Halucha. I'm like, okay, fuck me. I just butchered this game horribly already. This is really poorly played, all in all. But I could go Toxtricity at least, and I could live 2 Acro / CC so long as he doesn't crit me. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, he goes close combat and Acro. They both do around 40. It's fine. I get the Boom Burst off, take him out. Yeah, alright. So it's 5-5, but I got a real weekend Pokemon. He does too, but like his at least his priority. I go Bishop here on the Ball Punch. I'm like, okay. Not all hope is lost, but Urshifu being healthy and not Endeavor turn 1 really sucks because Bishop now has no way of winning. He goes Urshifu here. I predict that 9 hit just to try and chip it, but nah, that's still going to be problematic because I'm going to try and just fire off the Toxtricity he locks into. He goes Wicked Blow here. I'm like, okay. But he's Life Orb. So that's not really helpful for me. He goes another Wicked Blow here. And I think, hopefully, if I Stealth Strike here, I'm going to... Okay, good. I Earthquake. I take it out with Earthquake. That's good. So I've got a chance at winning with the Bishop at least, but... Zero or I Ice Shark here, and he's not like minus defense or anything, so he only takes 29. Like he's left over, so I'm like, damn, that's still pretty healthy. It's not going to die to priority move, that's what I'm trying to say. He goes Scissor on a Grassy Glide, I'm like, yeah, okay. That's fine. But he's got a Toxtricity to Luin at full health. I'm like, damn, I wish I was stomping Tantrum right about now, but nah. No such luck. So I go for the U-turn here, trying to chip it, 23%. Alright, get my Dragapult in, that's fine. He goes Overdrive, he's going to do nice 50 because he's modest, Life Orb, so it's fine. Now at this point, I go for the darts, takes it out. I'm like, okay, wait, there might be a chance in hell, but nah. He goes to his Zero Aura and he's Bulk Up, which is like lame for me. I should have Dragon Danced in hindsight. I don't know why I Dragon Danced. Honestly, this is a huge choke for him going for Bulk Up there. If I Dragon Dance there, then I kind of just win. But nah, I try and go Bishop here on the knockoff, just trying to preserve that so I could maybe keep this alive and not lose to the Rillaboom. But now, he Plasma Fist as I try and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch was a roll, and he gets me there. So yeah, well played. Good game. A nice sequence by him. And it ended up working out a lot more in the wrong than I thought it would. So yeah, short-sightedness there by me in the bulk of turns, and should have just Dragon Danced. And my bad. Yeah, well played by Brewer. You got me there, and this is going to take it the game. And that's that. It turns out that the Rillaboom took me out anyway with the Choice Band, so it didn't really matter. Done. But yeah, in the last game, we're against Water Immunity. Yeah, he's got some offense as well, but it's like Drill Hyper Offense, more standardized. He goes Hell, I'm like, okay, let me get that damn Endeavor off. Or save the Endeavor so I start for later. And unfortunately, he burns me, so damn it. That's like the worst case scenario for turn 1. But it's fine. I go Pult, he goes Drill. I'm trying to steal one to catch the Togekiss, but this man goes to the Drill, and I can't even like tell if he's Sash or Leftovers or anything. Turns out he's Scarf. I would have known that, potentially, if I got the steal. I probably would have thought he was Sash, honestly. But yeah, it's fine. Let's use Iron Head Lock, not like Earthquake Lock, so... I go my Bishop, only takes 25. I'm like, okay, that's chill, because Keldio's weakened as fuck. I go Swords Dance here, and I'm like, okay, this actually is pretty damn good against this team here. He taunts, I'm like, okay, I gotta win the 50-50 on this turn and the next turn and not let him get a sub up, but of course he wins both 50-50s. I'm like, okay, fuck me. And he gets the burn, so I'm like, okay, this ladder is just like the bane of my existence now. He goes Togekiss here, I believe, and I get a Swords Dance, a Sucker Punch off with the Swords Dance, but it's negated by burn so long as 22. Alright, that sucks, but I go Toxtricity, I'm like, Brian, please, dear God, don't flinch me. Please, dear God, don't flinch me. And he goes to the Dragon Ball, I'm like, damn, I wish I was Throat Trap here. But now, let me get some chip off on this, right? Yeah, I get that Overdrive off. That's fine with me. And, he goes U-turn, which I don't really understand, honestly. He goes Drill here. I'm like, I know he's Scarf Drill. I'm like, okay, but wait. I can Drain Punch here. I'm quicker than Scarf Drill by like 1 or 2 speed. I'm like, yeah, that's great for me. Take that out. He goes Dragapult again, so I get a second over. I don't know. The U-turn really didn't make much sense to me. Maybe he couldn't kill me. But nah, Darts, you see, no, Darts actually only did 41. So he was like a defensive Darts variant, I guess, or something like that. With leftovers. Alright, so I guess that's what it was. But even then, I would have still kept it in Dragon Darts and killed with U-turn after, but whatever. I Grassy Glide to kill it. With the Drill Gun, it's a bit better, but still it doesn't make a huge difference to Priority anyway now. I'm gonna go hard Pult on the Volcarona here. I'm like, okay, yeah, just fine. I just fought this off and maybe win the game with Halucha. I'm not too sure. It's kind of bleak, not gonna lie. I go Lucha here, and I get this kill with Acro. What else? Zero is at full, yeah, no. So what happens here, he goes to Zero, and I'm like, okay, please don't die. Please don't be, like, special or anything like that. And he's physical, so I'm able to live a hit with the Alucha +1 defense. Thankfully, so clutch there. Take it out and win the game with the Alucha. So, yeah, thank God that Zero Aura is kind of weak, and I'm pretty strong with that Alucha in the train with the seed. All right, so it's good games. I hope you guys enjoyed these games. As you see, Hyper Offense is a bit harder. High Ladder is definitely a bit more challenging with this Hyper Offense to cheese through. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, though. Definitely a lot of sick games and really offensive plays. And, I got killed by a Ram. So, yeah. Anyway, peace out, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. All right, now bye for real.